tell us about the question he asked you.
Okay, at that point he asked me, he said, have you ever considered asking for membership in the chapel? And I said, well, no, I'm not sure. I don't know if I qualify because I'm not a Welsh speaker. And so I just don't know how that works with you. My experience with membership is that when people would come to our church, and if they were there for a year or so, you figure they're members. And if after a while they're not there anymore, well, I guess they're not anymore. And he said, well, in our chapel, membership means that you will get a letter in the latter part of the year asking about how much you're willing to commit for the coming year in donations. And you far out qualify all the rest of us as far as how much you give. And I said, well, I'm not sure. I'll consider it. And I've been kind of waiting for them to ask me. And I don't know if they're waiting for me to ask them. Apparently it doesn't imply any greater depth of relationship with us. And so I'm at this point, I'm just kind of still waiting on the Lord to, if they broach the subject again, then I would probably say yes, we'd be honored. But the English-Welsh barrier, although I'm barely able to speak Welsh, I can start a conversation. I'm not in a hurry. I don't want to push that.
Well, I'd like to just kind of, as we conclude our time, we're starting to run out of time. I just wanted to sum up what you just shared, because I think it's very interesting that you came to this place where you were a total stranger.
Yes.
And you've become actually a blessing to them in a very practical way that they would never have expected by opening their doors to you. And so often God calls people to places and they bless in ways beyond what's expected. And so finally, as we wrap things up, I would really like you to share a little bit about you mentioned some of the glimmers of hope, some of the little things that have happened. We've got about 5 or so minutes left on the tape. Let's hear some of the testimonies of what you're starting to see.
Okay, it has been amazing as we've been there. Obviously, one of the great blessings about a church that only meets once a month is you get to go visit other churches on the free Sundays. So we have friends in all of the churches. We've been contacted by people in other parts of Wales that we thought we were the only ones praying for revival, and now we've discovered that you're out there. They stumble upon me through my website. If you Google Welsh Revival, we're usually on the first page full of contacts. And we've gotten involved with a retreat center a little farther down to the south in Pembrokeshire, where God has been doing amazing things for the past 9 or 10 years or so. We've gotten linked in with a group in South Wales called Celebration for the Nations, where they've been doing a yearly week-long meeting of prayer and worship, praying for revival. We've gotten involved in praying for a particular town in North Wales that has been a very bleak place on the map for years. I mean, tourists that come to Wales know that that's probably the grayest, most dismal town in all of Wales. God showed me an amazing vision driving through there a few years ago, and so we've been going up once a month to pray with a small group of people. That, again, how God put us together through my mentioning that in one of my weekly updates. And just this past couple of weeks, a vicar and his wife and 4 children from South Wales have been installed in that town where there's not been a Bible-believing minister for about 5 years. There's 7 chapels that are all closed down. And so that is awesome answer to prayer. We've, a Welsh-speaking couple has just started a Christian union in the local high school. bringing just simple biblical teachings to the high school age children in that specific place. We've linked up with the Welsh National Prayer Breakfast, where leaders from the Assembly, members of Parliament, come together with others for a morning once a year, and they have monthly prayer meetings in the Welsh Assembly. The list goes on of groups that have come in. We've been contacted by people that have moved up from South Africa because of a coming revival. A family from Nigeria moved into Cardiff to pray for this coming revival. Other people that have just come in to pray specifically for recovering the grounds of Rees Howells Bible College of Wales, to revert that back to a prayer center. That's just been acquired by friends of ours from a large church in Singapore. And so there's many things going on. I could speak for a few more hours about being in a small group praying over the borders of Wales, and less than a year after that, a coordinated group of 28 pairs, England and Wales, in 14 venues, praying every day in a different place, like a zipper between England and Wales, praying blessings into Wales from England and vice versa. It's just, the list goes on and on, and it really is so encouraging. I don't like to leave to come back to visit America because I don't want to miss anything.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, so
that's beautiful.
It really is a thrill just to know God is up to wonderful things.
Well, it's encouraging. It's encouraging to spend this hour with you, Dick, and to hear that God is doing the same things in Wales that He's doing here, moving people around. Yeah. And it's just incredible to see that there is a worldwide prayer movement rising up across the globe. Yes. And that prayer changes things, changes people, changes nations. Thank you so much for being with us.
Well, it's a pleasure, Chris. Thank you for having me. God bless you.